Get your day started the right way with Good Day Tampa Bay.
Well, we've been keeping you updated this week on a pretty unbelievable story. You know what we're talking about, this couple that receives an in vitro fertilization, but when the mother gives birth to 2 children, she finds out that neither of them belong to her.
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to ask a lawyer about this massive mix-up. What a heartbreaking story, and the legal ramifications for everyone involved. All right, we want to get to this story. We've been following this story all week long, the story of this New York couple that is suing a fertility clinic in California after a terrible mix-up caused their embryo to be mistakenly implanted in another woman. That woman then gave birth to their son. I'm sorry, okay, so this is where it's turned around here, this California couple. But that woman then gave birth to their son as well. There's a second boy belonging to yet another couple. Stay with us here on this because it's confusing, but we had to get Ask a Lawyer in on this. We have Betsey Herd here to talk about it, a medical malpractice attorney.
Yes.
And good morning to you, Betsey. Thanks for being here. Okay, set us straight on the story. What is going on? So it's a New York couple and a California clinic.
Correct.
Okay.
So the New York couple filed suit alleging several different causes of action against this clinic in California. Federal because the litigants are from different states.
Okay, so you have New York and California at play here.
Correct.
So this is a federal case. So this is a couple presumably of Asian descent. They're saying that they are protecting them because of the embarrassment of the case. But
which is unusual.
Right, and so they were under the impression they were having 2 twin girls. Everything's fine. Fertility clinic is saying, no, 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 you're having the girls. The ultrasound shows they're boys, but believe us, you're good.
Correct.
Then she gives birth via C-section and sees neither child of Asian descent.
And neither child being female, and they had implanted female embryos. They can tell genetically at that time.
Right.
And also the boys not being genetically related to either each other or the parents who gave birth.
And see, this is terrible. So she's giving birth to twin boys.
And she has to give them up.
Right, and so she's to relinquish custody.
Correct.
So what's happening there? How does this even happen?
Well, I think it happens through egregious, willful type conduct. So you've got an obstetrician who can't stop at the point of saying, hey, I did the procedure, I harvested the eggs, and now I hand this off to people in my clinic, because he's captain of the ship. So how does it, there has to be protocols and procedures and conduct that is followed so that the surgeon is responsible for making sure that the eggs that are harvested and then fertilized are implanted in the correct parents. To not do that.
And at this point, you can't give this woman the time back that she spent being pregnant and expecting children of her own. What about financial recourse here? They say they spent upwards of $100,000. My guess is they're suing for much more than that.
They are. I mean, presumably a jury would decide what all the damages are,
right.
But what's unusual about this case is that you don't see medical malpractice cases where a battery is also pled and intentional infliction of emotional distress. And that's what these litigants and their lawyers pled, because this conduct is so egregious that it's tantamount to an intentional act.
Using a weapon, battery.
Well, she didn't get permission
right.
for these eggs to be implanted in her body, something that's so personal.
An invasion.
We normally see the names and identities of litigants hid in cases like rape and incest. So these litigants are not being identified because this is so egregious for 9 months.
It is a true tragedy.
And then not to have the baby at the end.
And have to give them up.
And where are her eggs that were harvested? No one knows at this point where her eggs are. And this clinic held themselves out on their website as being leaders and in the field with experts who knew what they were doing, but clearly that did not happen.
That's terrible. All right, Betsey Herd, thank you. Tragic story all the way around.